My mom tried to hijack my wedding by announcing her miracle pregnancy. I responded by projecting proof of her affair onto the big screen. The silence was deafening. My mother, let's call her Karen, is a classic narcissist. I'm Jason, and to her, I've always been nothing more than a prop for her perfect Instagram image. At my high school graduation, she wore a white dress and sobbed louder than anyone else, just so people would comfort her instead of congratulating me. When I got a promotion, she wrote a long post about how her parenting made it possible, taking all the credit for herself. She constantly criticized my fiancé, Emily, calling her not good enough for our elite family, all while smiling to her face in public. It was the day of my wedding. We had explicitly asked guests not to make any big announcements. In the middle of the best man's toast, my mother snatched the microphone. "I have wonderful news!" she screamed. "At 48, God has blessed us with a miracle. I'm pregnant. It's a boy." The room froze. My wife, Emily, was in tears. My mother was beaming, basking in the guests' shock and hijacking our day. My dad looked confused but tried to smile. She had stolen the moment. That was the end. I calmly walked over to the DJ and gave him a nod. I had a plan B ready because I suspected she would pull something like this. I took the mic. "Since we're talking about honesty and new beginnings, let's watch this video." On the huge screen behind me, where our childhood photos were supposed to be, screenshots appeared. It was a text chain between my mother and her fitness trainer, Mark, 24. Clear dates of their hotel meetups. Messages where she called my dad an old wallet and discussed how she was going to pin another man's baby on him. A DNA test she took secretly and sent to Mark with the caption, "It's your son, but my husband will be paying for him." I had access to her iCloud since I was the one who set up her phone and knew all the passwords. For them, the silence in the hall was deadly. My dad went pale, stood up, and walked out without a word. My mother tried to run over to turn off the projector but tripped and fell, throwing a tantrum on the floor. A week later, my dad filed for divorce. Because of a prenup and proven infidelity, which affects asset division in our state, she walked away with nothing. Her perfect reputation at church is destroyed. For me, Emily and I continued the party. The guests, once they recovered from the shock, rallied around us and supported us. We are now expecting our first child, living peacefully, and I haven't spoken to my mother in a year. My life is finally free of her toxicity.